Alright, it's been a while, but we're back. Last couple videos saw that there is a now Borla Sportsman XR1 muffler on this thing. Did the third cat delete, muffler's gone, resonator's gone, kept the factory piping all the way to 3.5 inch to the muffler, and then factory piping off the back of the muffler out over the rear axle to 3.5 inch piping where the resonator's deleted, and a 3.5 to a 5 inch black chrome tip. So look at the previous videos, you'll see a little bit of a sound clip on that. Turned out pretty well. I'll probably bump another sound clip in interior sound of it. So 4-cylinder mode got really annoying with it. As long as it stayed in 8 cylinders, very minimal drone inside the cab at the 1900 mark. That seems to be the sweet spot for drone on these vehicles, but very minimal. Any other RPM range than that, it sounded stock inside, but outside definitely a big difference. So, but we're back in the garage today because I'm attempting to get better gas mileage. So recently took a trip to Virginia, did about 1,800 miles round trip, averaged 22 miles to the gallon on the trip computer, which I know those ones are a little low, but for being a V8, not so bad. Just the exhaust work done at that point, still running a completely factory tune on it. Well, since that trip, I have gone to Northern Performance Cars in Gaylord, Michigan, and talked to Kenny there. He hooked up a tune into it, so he made some changes, added some timing, got the fuel trims down to where it's not so rich. Definitely got rid of the 4-cylinder mode because that was just too annoying with the aftermarket exhaust. And thankfully it sounds a lot better inside at highway speeds. It's very nice to be able to be in 8th gear and stay in V8 mode. During that Virginia trip, it was fighting back and forth with the 4-cylinder mode, and the flapper and stock muffler's gone. It just did not have enough back pressure to keep it in 4-cylinder mode, so it kept jockeying back and forth, which, you know, if 4-cylinder mode struggling, it's not getting good gas mileage. So we'll see where it goes now that we have it tuned. And I picked up obviously an intake system. So it's not the top of the market, there's better ones out there, but for the price and what it is, I figured I'd give it a shot. So really the main focus I'm looking at is trying to get rid of all of this accordion tubing, silencing stuff, just restrictions in the airflow system. So if I can get rid of that, life will be good. So this is a Spectre Performance intake system. I really wish they had the 90060K black tube black filter, but it was not available. I actually got this at Advanced Auto Parts. Shockingly enough, I was looking online, didn't really want to spend the 400 plus bucks on a Volant or Canon FIPK kit. This had really what I wanted. It was just that straight section of pipe going to the intake throttle body, because smoothing that out makes a big difference. I was kind of surprised when I first opened up the kit, because here's the pipe to the filter box, which you can see it's pretty smooth, pretty straight. Has the bungs for obviously the the evap and all that stuff, EGR stuff. So it's not going to throw any codes, won't have to require any extra tuning. And from the manufacturer's claim, you see increase in horsepower and torque without tuning. And I'm guessing we'll probably pick up a couple miles to the gallon with this as well, just being less restrictive. Which you can see, it's not just a chintzy little filter. This is a pre-oiled, washable filter. It's got a good size inlet on it. I mean, that's about the size of my hand. That's pretty big. I mean, I don't have big hands, but that's still pretty big. And that'll definitely move a lot more air. So you can see it's open top, but for the price, I really couldn't complain. They were on sale. They had 50 bucks off the top, and then if you have any computer knowledge and clear out your browsing history and look like a first-time customer at Advanced Auto Parts, you'll get an additional 15 to 20% off anything you buy. So I got this for 200 bucks. I really couldn't turn down the price on it. I figured for 200 bucks it was worth a shot. And I don't want to put anything nice on it at this point, because I'm definitely looking at doing future fuel mileage improvements on this thing in the long run. So with 93 octane in it, 22 miles per gallon for a long highway trip, cruise control was set between 80 and 83 miles an hour. Had to go through Ohio, So, you know, that state you really can't push the envelope too much if you have a Michigan license plate. So we'll get rolling on this, get this thing cranked out and hooked up, and we'll see how it sounds. Alright, we're about 5 minutes in. Got the old intake out of the way. You can see how much room there is now. With this kit, you do have to take out the factory airbox mounting plate. So you're going to reuse a few of the screws from that to install the new product. So I've already moved the MAF sensor over to the new intake pipe, and then now it starts the rebuilding process and getting the new take back into it. Alright, we'll come back when I got some more progress done. Alright, it's all in, good to go. All the clamps are tightened down, all the hoses are reconnected. The only bugger was getting this filter in after installing the box. The instructions tell you to remove the support bar for the radiator support, but I probably would have tucked the filter down in there, then bolted in the box, and then attached it, because even with this out of the way, that filter did not want to fit in there very well. So anybody else that tries this kit, get the filter down tucked in there first, bolt in your heat shield, and then attach the filter. It might make your life a little easier. I wish I would have done that, but everything's good and tight. MAF sensor fits in perfectly with the new hardware. Reattach the evap hoses for the cylinder heads, and this elbow, this is the key that I was looking for. So a lot of these cold air kits that are on the cheaper side, they have a ribbed elbow, kind of like this guy right here. So if you bought this kit and you have a 5.3, this is the elbow you got to use, which those ribs kind of disrupt airflow. 6.2 people, you're lucky, because with the 6.2 you get a smooth elbow because it has a bigger throttle body on it. I'm not too excited about how much this caves in, but I'll have to keep an eye on it, see if it does squeeze in under full throttle, because that would be a complete waste. But luckily we can find a better coupler that would attach to all these. These are common size diameter pipes and a throttle body, so I'm sure there's a coupler out here that on the internet that would fit for a decent price. So got the hoses all clamped up, everything's good to go, looks good. Definitely takes up a lot less space than the original, and I'm just excited to see what kind of mileage we get while it's moving. I know sitting idle you have more heat soak issues, but you're definitely not sitting idle too long. And this spring, once the snow is gone and racetracks open up again, I'm definitely kind of curious what this thing will do now. So got some work done to it, got the tune, and I'm excited to see where we go for the next step. Alright, here's the instruction manual. They do have a phone number, replacement filter numbers, so if you do just want to replace the filter versus washing it and oiling it, you can buy just a replacement one. So that is a kind of a nice feature, it gives you all the information. And like I said at the beginning of the video, part number 90060K would be a black tube and black filter. Kind of wish I went with a black tube and black filter, but I didn't want to wait, and this is what Advanced Auto Parts had in stock, and like I said, $200. It was kind of worth taking a shot on, so I will fire it up and see how it sounds. Oh, there she is, up and running. You definitely feel the air coming in there right now, so that's a good sign. Definitely moving more air. Like I said, this is my only worry, but on sale normally $280 before tax. I got it for $200. It was about $212 after tax, so not terrible. Figured for the price, give it a whirl. It can save me a little bit of fuel mileage this summer. It'll definitely pay back for itself, and then probably upgrade to a volant or something a little bit more sealed and with more proven results once I start diving deeper into this thing and get some quarter mile times under our belt. So, all right. If you have any questions, let me know. There's the part numbers again.
Part number 9006 is what I have, and then part number 90060K is the black tube black filter. Then also you can order different color filters down there on the right. So let me know. We'll see how she works.